Yummy. Yummy.
Common Good TV Show. The Common Good TV Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor. The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McClain, Tucson's favorite family show.
All right, and welcome to the Common Good Radio Show. I'm your host this week, Ron Arenas, with my co-hosts. I have two of them this week, Alyssa and Frank the Tank.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Frank the Tank. It's going to be a party today, boss.
It's gonna be a party today.
All right.
I like the disclaimers. It's just for me. That's what it was.
Right. And today we have our first guest, James Piper from Piper Family Painting.
Hey guys,
Welcome.
Thank you for having me back. I appreciate it.
It's good to see you again.
You too. You as well.
I see you all the time.
I know.
I see you all the
Having
time.
Frank's
baby.
presence in the studio is very ominous.
Yeah.
That's a good word, ominous.
It's okay. I have a face for radio and a voice for Braille.
I would agree with
So
that.
it's okay. Normally I'm sitting in the corner in a different room.
Well, James is definitely one of our networking partners that we see all over the place, networking and just helping each other out with our businesses, referring each other, and doing all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's part of what I do is refer people like you guys.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's part of the networking process that I found is what's more enjoyable is to refer other people
Yeah.
than to try to sell yourself all the time. And
Right.
the more you refer other people and the more you can make connections with other people, like Frank's a good one to grab me and say, hey, you haven't met this person yet.
Mhm.
You need to come over and meet this person really quick. For me, that's the fun part.
It's
of
huge, yeah.
networking. Yeah.
It is.
I love it.
Yeah.
We call it the reciprocity of income instead of the return of investment. It's whatever I give out is what we get back in. So I think the more we throw out, the more people are like, oh, we got to make sure Frank's taken care of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh,
And
definitely.
Ron, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's much more effective for businesses to have other people refer them because you get that social proof. And law of reciprocity is actually a path to power. If you give someone something, they're more willing to give you back. So whenever you give a referral, you're going to get one back.
I love it.
Yep. So James, tell us about your business, Piper Family Painting.
Yeah, so we are a painting contractors. We are licensed for interior, exterior, residential, commercial. We are licensed, bonded, and insured. We specialize in interior occupied spaces. So coming into homes where there's a lot of children or, families been in a home for 15 plus years and, there's lots of memories sitting around, lots of furniture, perhaps carpet on the floor, things like that. So we over communicate and we're really good in navigating, coming into somebody's space while they live
Yeah.
there and executing it and getting out of Dodge in a good time.
Right. That's one of the hardest things is coming into that occupied space and trying to figure out all the logistics of it.
Yeah, totally. I mean,
Yeah.
it's tempting. I can't speak for all painting companies, but some companies like to throw a whole mess of people at it and take the whole house over for as long as they can. And Piper Family Painting has never been a big fan of that approach. I think 2 to 3 guys on a painting crew is really effective.
Okay.
Anything more than 2 or 3 guys, I think you have a guy that's hiding in a corner somewhere, letting all the hard workers do the work. And
Yeah.
I like how James looked at me and he said, you got that fourth guy.
you got to watch out
I
for
get
that.
that. I
fourth
get
guy.
that, James.
But it's true. I've seen it with my own business. I've seen it also I've run projects for churches where we've had large volunteer groups, and the
Yep.
larger your group,
Yep.
the slower the project gets.
Yeah.
If you have 2, 3, maybe 4 people working on that project and they're all focused, you can get it done pretty quick. But you get a big group of 8 or 10 people,
Yeah.
and it sometimes takes double the time.
Too many cooks in the kitchen, too
Yeah.
many opinions going on.
Right.
Just like we were able to get in and get your space done.
Yeah.
2 guys, just a couple of days, we were able to knock it out.
Yeah.
2 motivated painters can get a lot done.
I love them. Young kids, too.
Yeah.
Young guys.
Super
in the place.
polite. I love, dude. They're so well behaved and well mannered.
I hear that from all of our
Loved it.
clients. That's the
Clean.
best part of my daily job is to hear from our clients what nice, respectful boys we have working for,
Yeah.
for the team.
And they're on time. They're there to work. You know, they weren't messing around. They did what they're supposed to do, and they did a really good job.
Yeah, today they nailed a project before the day was up, and I've already been able to move them to another project that they're starting.
Fantastic.
Half a day ahead of schedule. Yeah.
Nice.
And for
great.
the uninitiated, that is such a huge task when it comes to anything in the construction industry, is staying on top of a schedule, sticking to a timeline, and completing projects with precision or right when you need to.
Yep. And you got to have the right guys, and you got to
Yeah.
have the right format, and you got to have the right environment, and
Right.
it's got to be creative, and it's got to be open to have your guys make mistakes. You know, right?
Yeah.
And
Everyone makes mistakes.
That's how we learn.
That's
Yeah.
right. And, you know, everybody has a man hours associated with their project. Everybody would
Mhm.
love to get through a job with no mistakes, but that's not always the case.
Yeah.
You know, how you handle those mistakes. You know, do you communicate that to the homeowners? Do you tell me, or
Yeah.
do I have to find it? Right? Those go such a long way in
Yeah.
planning, proper execution with good process.
Right.
Especially now with social media and everything out there. They can destroy your business with one bad review, one good review helps just
Totally.
equally.
And
Yeah.
you got to, you know, speaking of that, you know, I have in our laws for the company, and you know, you have to really be careful about social media. You know, we have to protect our brand. I don't want my guys just posting even their own content. You know,
Yeah.
and I know that our guys are proud about what they're doing. You know, most people are proud of their work, but they need to run it through a proper chain so that you can protect your brand and protect the image of the company for sure.
Don't get ideas wrong.
Wait. There's limits. You can
There's,
do that.
there's no limits. There's no limits. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, you have to sign off a contract to me before you could even start the work for me that says that you will take great care in not posting anything that is
Yeah.
not approved prior to me looking at it.
Right. Well, I mean, your employees are an extension of you, and if your employees are in someone's house, they are you. You know,
That's
and,
right.
and if they do something that's, you know, offensive or you know, make a mess and don't clean it up or whatever, they're coming to you.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm the one that comes to the house and makes the sale. I sit down there sometimes for an hour at the kitchen table with the
Yeah.
homeowners, right? And then you just turn it loose on a couple of guys that don't care about what's going on. I can't live with myself.
Yeah.
Nor look myself in the mirror to do that. So
Yeah, especially if they're in the interior of someone's house. You know,
Huge.
You know, grandma could be in the house. You know, little babies can be in the house. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of factors in there.
we just did an occupied space here with a great gentleman, 40-year firefighter for New York Fire Department. Great guy. He had popcorn ceilings that he needed remediated, and we didn't want to take him down because we knew that there was
Environmental factors
issues
in there. Yeah.
But we sprayed a really aggressive oil paint on it, and we encapsulated it, so there's not going to be any problems with it. But important is we had a gentleman who was in his 80s walking around the house, and I needed to make his home look like a crime scene. Just
Yeah.
in case this product came down off the ceiling, we would be prepared to handle it. And I
Right.
needed to leave his house like this overnight, you know. So even though we had plastic everywhere, we spent so much on tape because I did not want my client walking through the kitchen in the middle of the night tripping and falling
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
stuff,
Having
you know?
those loose ends out
And
there where it
having
could
a loose
trip.
end on
Yeah.
it, right? And it took the guys more time and effort to get it done, but it paid off because
Sure.
there was no problems, and I don't want none of the clients getting hurt.
Yeah.
Again, I couldn't live with myself if that was the
Definitely.
case.
So you had some holiday tips for homeowners.
Yeah, so the holidays are right around the corner, and if you guys are you're having a Christmas party or you're having people over for Thanksgiving, I have 3 areas that you might want to consider that you can do yourself. This is something you could do at home if you have your own paint left over from prior projects, and you just want to kind of refresh your space so it looks clean for your guests. So the first space would be your entryway. Everybody's going to see your entryway when they come through.
Yeah.
You might have an accent wall in there, or you might have a scuff or something on a baseboard or a door. That's a beautiful area to give your clients a fresh, inviting space when they walk in. Your dining room would be area number 2, where you might have Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner with your family. You might have, again, an accent wall in there or some trim that you might want to touch up. It shouldn't take you very long, and it's a high impact for when your clients come in. And then finally, your guest room. If you have anybody that's going to be staying the night or an extended time with you over the holidays, you might want to consider just freshening up your guest bedroom. Again, an accent wall or trim, or touching up some paint that you maybe have left over sitting in the garage.
Very
Last
good.
project.
Yeah.
Great tips.
And if
How
you
do
want
I
people out of the house, is there a special color you want the room painted to get them out? Is there a special color to get people out of the house?
You probably could find colors that would push people out of the house.
Make them leave a little bit early, you know what I'm saying?
puke
Yes.
green?
Bright red. I can't
Totally.
sleep in here.
How
Colors-
do I not accidentally give myself the landlord special if I'm a first-time painter?
Well, you can call me. You can call James at Piper Family Painting, and we love to give away free advice. All right, and I'll tell you exactly what you need to do and how to approach it so that you could avoid the landlord special. All right?
Wonderful.
That's number one. Number two is get on YouTube. YouTube is a great place. There's a plethora of information. Piper Family Painting has a couple of videos
okay.
on YouTube as we're trying to grow that page. And just as a way to give information away, not everybody wants to pay a painter to come in and paint their house. And I'd love to give you all the tips and tricks that I've learned over the last 30 years.
Fantastic. How do
Wow.
people get a hold of you?
So our brand new website, we just launched, it's as of this week, it's brand new at www.piperfamilypainting.com. We'd love for you guys to swing by, take a look at the new website, tell us what you think. And if you can't find us there, YouTube and Facebook and Instagram at Piper Family Painting.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on.
Appreciate you guys.
And just a quick shout out to some of our sponsors. Special thanks to Proper Villains, For Tucson, We Care Tucson, 100 Plus Guys Who Give, all that and more after this break.
Common Good TV show. The Common Good TV show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McClain, Tucson's favorite family show.